Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another weekly episode. I got a good one for you today, I think, anyway. All pretty much new stuff, like stuff I got recently. So it's not, I'm not pulling out of the archives today. So that should be cool. Granted, I did find some stuff in the store actually too. So yeah, not much of it, but a little bit. So that's good. I found something. So we're going to look at that. Before we get into that, I want to reiterate, I am going to be doing a live giveaway on Whatnot. I'm going to be giving some stuff away. I'm going to be selling some stuff. It's a sponsored giveaway from Whatnot. I will put a link in the comments section of this video that I will pin, and that link will be good for you to go sign up. Go ahead. If you sign up following that link, you'll get a $15 credit on your first purchase on that platform. If you have not tried Whatnot before, it is pretty fun and pretty addicting, actually. But it's cool. It's really cool. And so I wanted to show you just two of the items real quick that I am going to be giving away on that stream. I'm going to be giving away this guy right here. I'm going to be also giving away this guy. So we're going to be giving away the red truck and the black RLC. So two RLC pieces that I will for sure be giving away. I'm going to be a couple other items and stuff like that. I've got a few more of those picked out, and I will show you kind of more of what I'm giving away when we get closer to when I'm going to stream. That first stream, I'm leaning towards right now close to the end of August. So you got some time to sign up, but hey, go ahead, sign up, follow the link. I'm going to leave down here as a pinned comment, so check that. And then go follow that, get signed up for Whatnot. Start browsing around. You don't have to, save your $15 credit for when I stream. You can do it at any time. So pretty darn cool. Those guys are great. It's fun. I like what they're doing for the hobby. It's kind of a fun little thing. So if you guys are probably on there already, you follow Lamley and stuff like that. He's done giveaways. There's other people that do giveaways and stuff on there, but it's just a fun platform to go on and try to bid on some cars, and yeah, it's a good time. All right. All right, that aside, let's get into what I've got for you. Okay, so I've got two Ultra Reds. Shoot, and I forgot to... I was going to get a coin, because I got to flip a coin as to which one of these that we are going to crack today. One of these is going to get saved for the series video, and the other one will get opened today. Which one should we do? I don't know. This one I got from my buddy Dustin. Okay, he hooked me up with this. I still owe him something for it. I don't know what the hell I'm going to trade him for it, but I think he just gave me a dollar amount. I just got to pay him. So whatever. He only wanted cash. I only had PayPal. All right. So we got that. Then I got this from Michael Newland Jr. Check him out on the Toy Rewind podcast. He also is an admin, or I think he just runs the Facebook collector group page on Facebook. And that is like by and far between that Facebook page or that Facebook group and Wyatt's AW Collector website. Between those two resources for Auto World, that's pretty much what you need to be able to understand everything that's going on with Auto World and how the chases are, the attributes of the chases, what you're missing from your collection. If you want to buy or trade anything, it's a good place to go. It's a great resource, is that Facebook group. So if you're not on Facebook, you should get on Facebook. Just create an account just for Diecast. You don't have to do any of your personal stuff. Just create a little fake name, blah, 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 and get on there for some Facebook groups of Diecast, because it is a good place. It's a good resource for some of that stuff, especially that Facebook collectors group. So the Facebook Auto World collectors group on there. Yeah. Anyway, I'm a member of that. I go on it quite frequently and browse and do stuff, see if anybody's got Ultra Reds for sale, stuff like that. All right, so check that out. I will flip a coin, I guess, off camera, because I don't have one on me. I forgot. I was going to get a coin, I was going to flip it, and whatever we got, and we were going to open. I think actually what we're going to do, let's open the truck. I'm going to open the truck. We're going to save the Supra for the series video. That's what we're going to do. That's what I'm sticking with. Because I do have some other stuff that I got from Dustin, my buddy who goes to our local club meets. I got like the latest Zamacs from him. We got a cool combi. We got that Thunderbird, and then we got that Porsche. So really cool to get those. I maybe found Zamacs once, and maybe the last 2 years because my area, it's like a lot of people complain about for their areas. There is just a massive amount of collectors here, and they are way more on top of hitting the stores than I can possibly be, and that's great. Good for them. Super cool. A lot of them end up hooking me up with stuff anyway, so it all works out. However, he found these. He's from out of town, so he found these and he hooked me up with the set. So that's fantastic. We're going to open those up. So we got some new Hot Wheels Zamacs. That's cool for you Hot Wheels fans. Something new to look at there. Then Target. I stumbled across basically a fresh case of Johnny Lightning, which doesn't happen very often for me either. And it was really cool because it was actually the stuff I didn't have. I've got the version Bs of all of these cars, but did not have the version As. This is Classic Gold, version A for release 2 of 2022. Okay, so a year old already. These were produced in February 23rd of 2022, and they're just now somehow showing up at Target, which is whatever, but we got them. So the reason why I really wanted a lot of these were they're originally Auto World Deluxe castings. We got that Fox Body Mustang that looks great in blue. We've got the Mercury Cougar in blue. We got the Corvette in red, and I think these are all, except for the next two coming out. Those three are all originally Auto World toolings, and then we got the newer toolings from Johnny Lightning. The Nissan 300ZX in gold, and the 82 Mazda RX-7 in, well, apparently some sort of silver, but it's really like a sparkly black. And I didn't have these, and that is really cool. The only one I didn't snag is the 62 Plymouth Savoy Max Wedge. So I did not grab that one. I grabbed the rest of the set, though. And there's a weird, like, card issue on this. It says Nissan 300ZX, and it's got this yellow bar where I think it's supposed to say new casting, but I don't know what's going on with that. That's some weird thing. All right, so that I found in store. That's pretty awesome. And then for my local meet, which I actually did not attend because I had to work, but my buddy Dustin, who gave me that Ultra Red Supra and the Zamacs, came to my work and dropped off some stuff that I had got from SC Diecast, and of course the stuff from him. So the stuff I got from SC Diecast, who are the people I shout out to all the time, that are a local hobby dealer to me. We've got an Auto World Mustang in Gulf livery. This is a Mio exclusive. And then we also got, speaking of Mio exclusive, we got some Mini GT Lamborghinis, one in this beautiful blue color, and then one, this one, which is Evo at IMSA car. So that is pretty awesome too. So we got some Mini GT to look at. Really cool. And then I also got from them this Matchbox Collectors Datsun 510 Rally in red, white, and blue with a weird metallic red back rim. Whatever. All right. So that is really cool. And then lastly, what we're going to look at is something that I experimented with here this last couple weeks, which is this website called Buyee. If you are not familiar with it, it's a little weird, it's a little hard to navigate, but what it is essentially is you are able to buy kind of direct, well, not indirect, whatever. They're like a proxy, right? Website that allows you to browse Japanese classifieds. Okay, so like their Yahoo classified ads are Yahoo Japan, Mercari Japan. It allows you to go on there and bid on stuff like you would, just like you would on eBay here in the US. And then what they do is you can bid on stuff there. If you win it, it goes to the Buyee warehouse, which you pay the shipping to get to the Buyee warehouse, and then they can hold stuff for up to 30 days. They will consolidate the stuff. This is not a sponsored video, by the way, but you know, maybe I should contact them. And then they will consolidate stuff. And then from there, you can get it shipped to you and you pay the shipping to you. So you're kind of paying double shipping. There's one local and then one international. So it's not super cost efficient, except for the fact that you can find some stuff on their classified ads much cheaper than you would find it on eBay, such as, like, I've just went and I put lowball bids on a couple of items just to try this out. And I ended up getting an Alfa Romeo Kyosho. Pretty nice. And then I also got a lot of Tomica Limiteds. So we got a Bluebird Coupe, we got a Lamborghini. These are weird, but yeah, I decided, you know, to get these. We got a Fairlady Z, and then this last one, what is this? A Mitsubishi i-Me EV. That is a weird looking car. So yeah, we got that. Yeah. So we're going to look at those. That was an interesting experience. Now, it was a little pricey. I'm going to say that right away. I thought, I'm saving some money on these cars. That's going to be cool. But then you get hit with the shipping. So it almost kind of evens out. But I think if you really take the time to browse and try to get good deals and stuff like that, might be worth it. The other thing is there is another website. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. There's another website that does basically the same thing as them. And I've heard that that might be a little bit better at the combining shipping, and I think you can have them hold your items longer so you can build up more of a box. So I might have to check them out too. But stay tuned. If I do that, I will report on it and let you guys know how that went. But Buyee, B-U-Y-E-E. So you can check that out if you want to for Diecast. And anything else, really, that you think you'd be able to find easier in Japan. So, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and flip the camera around. Let's check up all this, checking all this stuff up close. And yeah, it should be a good one today. So I'm happy. Hopefully you're happy. All right, let's do it. All right, so let's start this second half of the video by just opening up an Ultra Red. You guys know I love getting these Ultra Reds. I love opening them up. Thanks again to Michael. I really do appreciate this. You obviously did not have to do that. But sometimes he ends up scoring doubles of stuff. He just ends up hooking me up with it. And I just don't know how to repay him, because how do you get stuff for the guy that's got nearly everything? Right? But yeah, he's a Auto World nut job, just like me. He keeps everything carded, though. So, sorry, buddy, but you know this is getting opened. He obviously knows that. But let's go ahead and free the piece and take a peek at this awesome Ultra Red. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that they put the wood bed in here. That is really cool. So this is after the version B of this truck, which is in like a tangerine orange, a very cool looking truck. So now we got the Ultra Red. This was one of the last two that I needed for the set, and we will open that Supra when we do the full series video. Oh, we got a little itty bitty painty chippy right there in the front. I don't know, actually that is not a chip. That is, maybe it is. It's either that or it's like silver. Sometimes what'll happen, like these silver painted like front ends and stuff like that, that silver will splash somewhere. And actually, I think that's what this is. Yeah, it's silver. It's not a chip. Very carefully, that might actually be removable. But I don't think I'm going to screw with it. We're just going to leave it as is. Barely rolls, this version of it. These wheels are tucked in here. Real good. So yeah, very cool. Ultra Red attributes for this release, if you're not familiar, is going to be the Ultra Red body, white tires, white base, and then a chrome interior. And that will tell you. Oh, and they go for the version B cars. But if you ever have a question about any series of Auto World and what the Ultra Red traits are, there's a pinned post, or I think it's in the announcement section of that Facebook group, Auto World Collectors Facebook group, that lists every release and what the Ultra Red attributes per release are. It is such a handy resource. So definitely check that out. If you ever have a question like, what is this an Ultra Red or not? Well, check the resource and find out. Yeah, so really cool. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. An Ultra Red, another Ultra Red checked off the list, which is always fantastic. Let's stick with Auto World for just a moment. And let's take a look at this Mustang. This is a Miho, or M&J Toys exclusive. And it is quite cool. Golf livery for you fans of golf liveries. you know, yeah, Gulf livery, they've saturated it a little bit. You know, I'm not going to complain again, am I? Yeah, I guess, whatever. So this Mustang, though, it looks pretty good in the livery. I will say that. Mio's done a lot of different Gulf cars, whether it be Johnny Lightning or I don't know if they've done any Greenlight, but Greenlight's done a lot of Gulf. You know, pretty much every brand has done Gulf. I do love that they give you the boxes with the M&J Toys exclusives. That's great. Does this fit in there? No, it does not. It's not like the old Auto World packaging where that was guaranteed to fit in there. This does not fit in there, but that's okay. But we still got a box. Should you need to move your collection, you got somewhere to put the car. And that's always welcome. Here is the car itself, and it looks pretty awesome. There's nothing to complain about. Rolls really good. Looks like we got a nice one without any QC issues. And overall, I am pleased. Let's look under the hood. Motor for you. And quite good. Quite good. Is there any reason I need to keep this card? I don't think so. But yeah, I'm going to add this to my spreadsheet. I don't think I even have it in there at all. I'm not sure what the Ultra Red looks like. I'd be curious. I mean, obviously I want to get it. I've pretty much, you know, I don't have all the Ultra Reds for the hobby exclusive stuff. Those are the ones that I don't like really hard go after them because they're typically very expensive. But when I can get them, I get them, and it's awesome. But the store-released ones like this are the ones I absolutely have to have. I would love to get all of them. It's just, you know, it's getting harder and harder with the more and more they're released. It's great, though, that Auto World's getting released a lot more because that means the brand is being successful, and that's what I want from, of course, my favorite brand. But I'm not just like in an exclusive club anymore. There's a lot of people collecting these, so and that's good for them too. But yeah, it does still feel good to be one of the more OG, I guess, collectors of Auto World, though. At least from like a hardcore collector standpoint. There's a few of us that I know, and yeah, it's fun to be one of those. But all right. Anyway, moving on. Johnny Lightning. One of 12,480 pieces. This is when they were still numbering the packaging. I don't think they're doing that anymore for either Johnny Lightning or Auto World. This is in the Classic Gold series again, and this is 2022. Release 2. This was produced likely right around that date that you see there on the back. It is the Nissan 300ZX, and it is cool. This is a great tooling from Johnny Lightning. I was a little disappointed that they didn't just release this as an Auto World tooling, and they could have, because this is pretty much up to Auto World standards. Except for just to do a different kind of style of wheel that it's not on a fixed, you know, the wheel's not fixed to the axle. It's free rolling. But the body-wise and the scale and all of that stuff is done pretty much to Auto World standards. So to me, at heart, this is like, we'll call Auto World and this tooling like a round 2 original. How about that? Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's a really cool car, and they did a really good job of it. And I am a big fan of it. So much so that I will drop it. But yeah, this is very, very awesome. Really digging it. All right, so that's a great new tooling or newer tooling from Johnny Lightning. And then this is another one. So this is another one that follows the scale rule. This is pretty much done to Auto World standard. It is in Tornado silver, and arguably this ain't silver. This is pretty much black, but I guess Tornado silver was a legit color. And speaking of Auto World standards, these classic gold cars are basically done to Auto World standards because they have the actual like factory color numbers and name listed on the card. So it's very much just like they would do Auto World. So if you're an Auto World collector, you might as well collect Johnny Lightning Classic Gold because it's the closest thing in Johnny Lightning that you're going to get to Auto World. where they're going to do factory colors, typically anyway. To factory colors, the castings are going to be scale accurate, and they use, well, not always, the older Johnny Lightning castings will not be, but the newer stuff, newer toolings, or the stuff that they borrowed from the Auto World Deluxe line, those are going to be, you know, in 1/64 scale, actually. So look at the little skinny wheels, like that's, you know, this is very Auto World. Does this hood open? I always forget. Does the hood open? I feel like it opens backwards. And it does. Yep. Trying to remember. Yeah, so it does flip open. I'm not going to force it the rest of the way, but yeah, there's proof that it opens. So yeah, this is kind of like a sparkle black. They released this car in black already, but I don't think it had the metal flake, if I am recalling correctly, because I'm looking, I have it in black, and I think it's slightly different than this. Unless maybe this is a duplicate now for me, I don't know. I don't think so, but high revs. This thing rolls too. It looks really good. This one, quality-wise, is fantastic. There's no lean to it or anything, and it's just a beautiful version of this car. Just a fantastic model. Both of these together, great new toolings, or newer toolings, I should say. They're about a year old now, from Auto World. Johnny Lightning, from round 2. Okay. Digging them indeed. I'm probably gonna pick up every single version of this casting and this casting as they come out. I will probably be a completionist collector of this. Not the chase cars, not the White Lightnings, but those cars in general. And then speaking of that, I will also treat these the same way, because these are basically Auto World castings. They began their life as, I believe this one is one of them, began their life as an Auto World, and now they're still used as Auto World Deluxe models, but they're also released with these metal bases and rubber tires in the Johnny Lightning line. This is in crystal red. This is Z06, and I believe this is one that was an original Auto World. Pretty sure this is the one. This Corvette they didn't release a lot. Maybe this isn't. Is it? Is it not? See, it's going to have Johnny Lightning stamped on the bit. Yeah, but it says 164-004JL. So this is 164-004 is the Auto World tooling number, and then the -JL is the JL Johnny Lightning version of the tooling number, where they retooled a metal base, because these originally had plastic bases, and gave them, you know, a base that would fit Johnny Lightning tires. And yeah, all of that jazz. So the rest of it, the body is Auto World. So they're going to be actual 1/64 scale. And this is a pretty good, solid version of this vet. Very, very nicely done. Digging it. They do not have opening features, because none of those deluxe line cars had opening features. So they don't have those. And again, speaking of that, when I'm talking about AutoWorldCollector.com or AWCollector.com, there is also a JLCollector.net. It's run by the same person that does the Auto World Collector, Wyatt. Super cool dude, and he tries to keep up with this stuff as best he can. That website is an amazing source for Johnny Lightning. He also used to do one for Greenlight, but Greenlight stopped supporting him. So shame on you, Greenlight. You should go back and try to support him to get that website back up and running, because, man, we need a source for Greenlight too. But it's a great resource. It's amazingly simple to navigate, and it's very cool to, you know, if you want to create a checklist of the one casting or a particular series of cars, it's real easy to do from that website. All right. Anywho, Bright Blue Poly. This is another one that was originally a Auto World Deluxe tooling. There's been some alterations done to it, particularly the hood and stuff. And, of course, the base, all that stuff to make it fit the Johnny Lightning tires. But it's the 69 Cougar Eliminator. And this is in blue. I think the version B of this was yellow, if I remember correctly. I think it was. But, yeah, this is beautiful in blue. It looks real good. And I got a really good set here. It seems like I'm saying that probably my next one will have some sort of issue. The quality control, maybe these were delayed or something due to like quality improvements. I'm not sure. All I can tell you though is these cars are fairly flawless in quality. And I know that's one thing that round 2 was really trying to make sure they got quality back in check. Some stuff. I think like during the, the dreaded 2020, 2021 time, some of that slipped a little bit, I think. And yeah, well, whatever. I guess I can't really speak to it. But what I can say is, yeah, and there's you go. It's 164-021-JL. That 021 was the original Auto World tooling number. But yeah, this is a solid set of cars. I probably should have just picked up that Plymouth Savoy. I didn't, just because that's an older Johnny Lightning tooling. And I just didn't pick it up because I'm like, well, I'm already buying 5 out of the 6. But then again, maybe I should have just ordered a case of these. I don't know. 1986 Ford Mustang SVO. This is another one that began its life. This is the first release of the new casting. Well, it's really not, kind of. Well, maybe the first release of this particular trim level in 86 and whatnot. There's probably some slight differences. But it is originally in Auto World tooling. And we'll see that again on the base of the car. Great looking Fox body Mustang. And let's look for that tooling number real quick. There it is, 164-023-JL. And 164-023 is the original Auto World tooling number. This one looks pretty good too. We got a tire that we need to fix. But other than that, Turbski. Love that. But yeah, this is pretty awesome. Yeah, what a solid set. What a solid set of cars. I mean, I recommend picking them up. You see them at your Target. Snaggle eyes. All right. Another brand that I love, Mini GT. You guys know I'm a big fan of Mini GT, and I have a hard time not buying all the Lamborghinis. That's like, I'm trying to not buy as much stuff, but, getting more picky with what I get, and that means I gotta start slimming stuff down. I talk a big game about that. It's hard to do. You guys know, if you're collectors, it's hard to decide what you're gonna part with, how to refocus the collection. You think you got a grasp on it, and then, I don't know, something, you go through your stuff, you're trying, even with just organizing the cars, you get thrown a curveball, you're like, oh, how do I classify this? Does this go with my Fords, or does this go with my Mercury Cougars, or, or what? There's just endless ways to do this, and it gets stressful. Yep. The problems of being a collector. LB Silhouette Works, Lamborghini Aventador GT Evo Baby Blue. Oh, one thing I am going to probably do sometime soon, hopefully if I get the time, I'm going to do a video on how to store a loose car collection. Specifically, all the different methods that I have used in the past and that I currently use to store these little cars. And if actually, this is a good time to reach out. If you're still watching this video, I know we're kind of deep into it here, and you have a loose car collection, I want to know what your preferred method of storage for your cars is. You can put it in the comments down below. You can email it to me with picture examples at championdjk@gmail.com. But I want to know how you store your collection. If you have a massive loose car collection, I'm curious as to how you take care of that collection and how you handle storage of it. And for me, the methods that I use are different depending on the brand and how the cars are constructed. So that's the hint I'll give you for what I do. But hopefully I will compile some different ways of doing it, and maybe I'll have some long, massive video where I'll explain everything that I do and explain how everything is done and how other people do it and all that jazz. And hopefully it helps people figure out how to store and take care of their loose car collection, because you guys invest a lot of money in this stuff, in this collection, and you want to be able to make sure it doesn't get damaged over time in storage, and that you're able to maintain it and have it maintain as much value as it has as a loose car, right? Keep them mint, keep them mint. Maybe that's what I'll title the video. Keep them mint. Keep a mint loose car collection, how to store a loose car collection, something like that. Maybe we'll ask AI what it thinks I should name the video. Anyway, sick looking Lambo. Looks pretty awesome. Let's open the other one. I didn't really talk about it much, but man, it is gorgeous. All right, it's a Liberty Walk one. All right, another one. This one is an IMSA Huracan, a GT3, and I haven't talked about the packaging yet this episode, so we're going to talk about that. Yeah, I know I talk about it every single time I open up a Mio or look at a Mini GT. These boxes, again, speaking of storage, obviously the way I store my Mini GTs, if I were to store them outside of a display case, would be in these. Oops, sorry about that. I'm wearing headphones, I just banged the microphone. Would be in these, because Mini GT provides you the storage solution built right in. You open the box, you pull that out, you place your car inside of it. It holds it perfectly nicely, leaving room for mirrors and all sorts of little breakable stuff, leaving a cushion around it, and then it slides right back in the box. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that when it comes to storing these cars. So it's pretty much my favorite way, if it's possible, but obviously not all brands provide this solution. So there's many other ways to do it. All right. Lamborghini Roger Dubois. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. But yeah, an IMSA car. I was thinking about actually going to one of these races soon. I live not too far from Road America, and it's a little bit of a drive for me, but I got some days off of work coming up, and I think one of them lines up with the time that there will be an IMSA race there, and I think it would be really fun to go check it out. I've never been to one, and I think it would be really awesome. So this Lamborghini is sick. Mini GT always does a fantastic job. And one thing Mini GT will be adding to newer cars is going to be disc brakes and calipers. So they are doing that. And that's something that some collectors have complained about, a detail that's been missing from Mini GT. And it's coming. So that will be pretty awesome to see how that pans out. But yeah, very, very cool. I love Mini GT. You guys know that. All right, let's get into Mattel product for a minute, and then we're going to do those Tomica Limiteds. Great episode today, if I do say so myself. Matchbox Collector Series. This is the one that's been eluding me, basically. Is this Datsun 510 Rally. And now I've got it. Of course, this is the one that's never going to hang around on the pegs because it's, you know, JDM Life, even though it's the Rally casting. But this is actually pretty darn cool. Even the red rim. I think they could have probably done without that metallic red rim. Ambassador Rally. That's cool. It's got the dot matrixy, you know, Hot Wheels premium looking graphics. Not great. They look great from far away. They look not so great close up. But this is pretty stellar. I like it. Pretty cool. You know, maybe not the most exciting car of this episode, but decent. And then speaking of that, we got some mainline stuff. We got the Zamacs, which they're exciting in a way because they are difficult to find. And it's gotten to the point where it's kind of like a cyclic thing. Like, people know they're hard to find, right? So when they do find like multiple cases of these, they'll end up buying them all. And you can't really blame them because they know that they're hard to find now. And then they're buying them all, which is making them harder to find. And it's kind of, you know, it's that snowball is rolling down the hill, right? And that's how it just gets even harder and harder to collect stuff. But to be honest with you, if I stumble across Zamacs, okay, and I get like a couple cases, let's just say just a couple cases of them. Two cases. I'm going to buy everything there. Now, what is that going to be? That's probably going to be, you know, probably 3. I think they put at least 3 of each Zamac in each case. There's probably going to be 3 of these, 3 of the next one, 3 of the next one. So that'd be a 6 each of those cars. But between me and friends that I have that collect, I will be hooking them up. It's not like I'm putting them on eBay. Does that make me a scalper? No, I'm just picking up from my friends because I know they're not going to be able to find them. And because I found them and I'm buying them all. And either way, if I left them there, the next person that goes there is going to buy them all. So that's the way it goes. You're going to have to do it. It's basically eat or get eaten out there in diecast collecting. It's a bloodbath out there, diecast collecting. But yeah, it's gotten to that point, and you know, maybe some of you think that that's sad. It's gotten to that point in my area. It used to not be quite as bad, but it is what it is. But I mean, that hype continues to make the cars valuable. So you can live with it, you can't live without it. Like, you need the hype. You need people to be buying up all these and scalping them, because if they didn't do it, your collection would be worth a lot less, right? So if you're collecting, that is if you're collecting for value. If you're just like, well, I don't care what they're worth, I just want a dollar car and I want a collection of them. And, you know, if I end up just having to toss them later on or sell them for a quarter a piece, that's what we're going to do later on. I mean, some people collect like that. That's fine. I want some sort of value left in my vehicles. You know, I'll admit it. Later on, I may cash in on some of this stuff. Even though it's loose, there'll be some value to it. And, you know, why not? I mean, things change. You start changing your interests, and you want to get rid of some of your collection. You want it to be worth something. You're not just giving away. But that's my attitude, you know, whatever. You guys don't have to agree with it or like it. And that's cool. Lots of different collectors in this space. All right. Zamacs. Combi. This is definitely going to be the one that is going to elude people, and that people are going to get irritated trying to find, and are definitely going to get irritated with people selling this thing for ridiculous money on eBay and stuff. And I get it. If you're a Combi collector, you're like, ugh. If you're a Zamacs collector, you need to have it. You're probably like, shoot, I got to find this one or I'm going to be paying for it. And that just is what it is. It is what it is. There are plenty of cars that I would love to add to my collection, but the hype has brought the price to a point where it's just not worth it for me to add it to the collection. It's gotten beyond my interest. If the price is beyond my interest, I don't get it. Simple as that. So if I have to have it, I'll still wait. I'll still wait for some, you know, some bargain to come up, or if I'm able to trade for it or something like that. Patience is the best thing you can have sometimes when you're collecting these cars. I feel like I can say that confidently from experience. I think I've been doing this long enough now to be able to maybe give some advice, but my advice to you would be patience. Patience. If you can't find the car you're looking for and it's super expensive, you can wait. Now that can backfire on you. I will say it can backfire because the value could skyrocket and blah, 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 blah. But you have to kind of hedge your bets. You got to be thinking, okay, is this going to get more pricey over time? Or do you think it's going to come down a little bit over time? Or do you think I could just wait for a friend to find one, or someone I know to find one, or to find one at a local toy show or something like that? Can I just wait? And maybe I'll find one. And maybe you won't. But it's either that or you just spend a bunch of money. So it's up to you. All right, Alfa Romeo 75T Spark. I haven't added just a random Kyosho to the collection in a while, and decided to go ahead and do this one. Now, I will also say that these listings on Japan, they put detailed pictures of their cars up there. Man, detailed. And that's great because you can look out for stuff like paint rash and things like this. And I think this one looked very, very clean. And yeah, it is pretty clean. Now, there's a slight little bit of bumpiness right there. Kyosho's kind of, unfortunately, a lot of them kind of have something. The paint's not perfect. But this car is very much close to that. And very cool. I got this, I think, for a really good deal. I can't remember exactly with it. And it's hard to tell you what the true cost is with it, with all the shipping involved. So, but that's a beautiful little car. Very, very cool. Kind of looks Saabish to me. Very neat. So I am glad to add that to the collection. That is super cool. And then we got these weird, awkward Tomica Limiteds. Now, Tomica Limited is what Tomica Premium was. Before there was Tomica Premium, we had Tomica Limited. Now, Tomica Limited, from what I recall, is essentially, they are, a lot of them were Tomica Basic castings that they kind of dolled up for this Tomica Limited line. Now, that being said, they're not going to be, like the Tomica Premium line, they're not going to be truly 1/64 scale. Wow, this is actually truly sealed. Was not counting on that. I've got a blade here. Cut sticker. Packaging for these is cool too. But what was I saying? So yeah, so they're kind of like the Tomica Premium line, but they do have rubber tires instead of plastic, and they do also have, I believe, metal bases. All of them do. I think they do. What's going on here? Wait, this slides out, doesn't it? Oh, you have to cut all four stickers to get this thing out. Anyway, it's a vast line. There's a ton of them. Although they don't, like, it's hard to find them here in the US. There's some models that are very elusive, but they're not all terribly desirable. They did some weird stuff. So here's the car. So it comes in this like bubble packaging here, but then you get this like metal. This is metal. This metal little banner with the name of the vehicle that kind of like fits in here. I'll put this packaging back together later because I will save that obviously. And then it comes with a little literature for some other stuff that was available. As you can see there, different releases. So they released these over a long period of time. I don't know exactly what year they were available, stuff like that, but it's an interesting line. It's one of the weird little defunct lines that I collect. I'm always after any of these. If I don't already have it in the collection, I try to get them just to have them, even if it's a car I'm not like, you know, super excited about. So this is in 1/60th scale. It's a Nissan new Bluebird SSS Triple S C. And there you go. And this is also available, or was available, as a basic Tomica casting as well back in the day. So a lot of them are older toolings. It's got opening doors. They have suspension. Look at that suspension travel. I mean, that's cool. Rubber tires. They typically roll pretty well. And they typically are fairly well detailed. The proportions on these, as you will see when we get in that Lamborghini, not the best. Okay, not always the best. But that's okay. It doesn't always have to be the best. They're an interesting older line. This one has been opened, so nice and easy. We don't have to cut anything. This is the Mitsubishi i-MiEV, and this one is missing the little metal banner thing. It's either that or it just never came with it. I don't know if all of them came with it. The packaging is slightly different than what we saw in the last one. I'll put this back. So these were all just in a lot from the same seller on Yahoo Japan. What a weird little car. What a goofy. So the back opens on this one. Look how not the right color that is, unless that is supposed to be a different color, which I guess is possible. Oh yeah, I guess it is supposed to be like that minty green. Blech. Not a great looking car, but there you go, the opening back. So this was probably available also as a basic Tomica. This one actually has a plastic base, so it's not as old of a casting. We got a 2009 copyright date, but again, it's got the suspension. It is just about the ugliest car I've ever seen, but it's different, it's weird, it's cool. Not cool, it's not cool, I guess. It's weird, and that's cool that it's weird. So it's in my collection. So yeah, and like I said, any of these Tomica Limiteds, if I can find them at a cheapy price, we get them. We pick them up if I don't have them. Even if I do have them, though, you know, I will consider picking them up to try to move them on to somebody else that I think might be interested in getting into these little cars. So I'm just having a lot of fun today. This is a good, nice little mix of cars we got going on. It's just cool to get some fresh stuff too that I, you know, wasn't aware of. You know, not like stuff I've been sitting on for a long time. All right, Nissan Fairlady Z. This one, did it come with a little booklet? I actually want to look at that because I just like looking at seeing, you know, what was all available. NSX, 2000 GT, this Nissan Z, and those models here, the Mazda RX-7 collection. Of these, I do not... Actually, do I have the 2000 GT? I have the 2000 GT. I got a version of this casting, but it's not in white. It's in a race livery. So, I do have a version of the tooling, which is cool. Alright, Fairlady Z. Again, this is the more complex version of the packaging, which we will play with that later. But we'll look at the car now. This one has a plastic base as well. And again, it's a basic tooling that they kind of dolled up for this line. This one has rubber tires, and it has opening doors as well. Just painted details for lights up there and inserted details for lights there. Not the best version of this car, okay? Not. But again, it's joining my Tomica limited collection, which is a fun little collection. Just fun. I like it. All right. Lastly, we're going to look at this Lambo. So yeah, Tomica Limited, number 146. You know, this line was vast. They have a lot of cars that they released in this Tomica Limited collection. So good luck trying to find them all. I mean, they release sets of 4 cars that are expensive. Some of them get really pricey. So here's our Lamborghini. Yeah, Reventon. Not my favorite looking Lamborghini to begin with. So there's that. But yeah, so this is where you get into kind of some ugliness here with how the tooling was produced. It's not really. It kind of looks a little wonky. And I think, funny thing is, I think Motormax also did this car, and theirs doesn't look great either. Part of it is I'm just not a huge fan of this particular Lamborghini. But, yeah. But yeah, there it is. It's got suspension too, the rubber tires. This one has a plastic base on this one too. 1/65th scale. They're never exactly 1/64. They're very rarely 1/64. But there you go. Just an oddball little thing. And like I said, that's fun collecting for me. All right. So what is the highlight of the episode? We're at the end. Highlight of the episode actually is probably this little Kyosho. That's pretty cool. I like that. Of course, I love the mini GT stuff. Love that a lot. It's cool to get some Zamacs. It's cool to check off an Ultra Red, of course, as always. But this is a sick little set of Johnny Lightning, too. These cars are all pretty darn good. And I think out of all of them, I actually might like the Cougar the best. All right. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below, as always. And again, let me know, how do you store your loose car collection if you're a loose car collector? I'm very curious as to kind of what your mantra is with that. That would be great to find out. And it's research for when I eventually put out a video. So, all right. Thanks again. Have a great